SpiderMan for New Home. Go
New
out.
Home,
Go.
see?
The
That
new
one.
SpiderMan being named
New Home.
Home. This sounds like a retirement home. Like
yeah, I
No
don't like
Way
that
Home,
name.
Far From Home. It sounds like you're rehousing the home. It's the Pop Report.
So juicy.
Hey, Miss Girl.
What's up?
Hey, Miss Toller. You know that video? Hey, Miss Toller.
No, he said,
Miss Girl.
Miss Ma'am. Miss Girl. And
Miss
then she's like,
Girl.
excuse me? And she's like, it's not Miss Girl, it's it's Miss Toller. And she said, it's Judge Toller.
I'm glad
Shut
you...
up. Yes, I've seen it a million times on TikTok.
Wow. For once, I'm really appreciated that Zach is cultured and knows exactly what I'm putting down.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Better than catching some other things. Catch these hands.
Mm.
How are you?
Alive.
Uh-huh. I know.
I'm alive.
I
So
know.
that's more than most people that are not alive this week.
You can put any joke you want out there.
Okay.
Whatever to make you feel better. We were watching the Menendez brothers resentencing before this.
Well,
The hearing of the DA.
No, yeah, the DA's press conference.
That was anticlimactic.
It was, because he made us wait for like 30 minutes. I mean, but like a typical boomer, right? Like he's going to make you wait 30 minutes and then he's going to take too long and then he's going to come too quick.
My favorite thing watching the Menendez brothers hearing to the public was looking at the chat section. And in the chat, someone said, "Is this man Kermit the Frog in Spanglish?"
Yeah.
I can't unsee it.
And then collectively we were, because Andy was the only one watching it, but we were all listening to it in the office. And like collectively everyone's like, now we can't unhear it.
And I was like, Kermit the Frog, just gonna give some sentencing.
So he gave his recommendation for the sentencing. Now the judge has to actually
Miss
approve
Toller.
it. Miss Toller, Judge Toller, has to actually approve it. And if it gets approved, so he's recommending that. So I was predicting that they were going to reduce the charge from first-degree murder down to manslaughter.
Bingo
which
card
is
ready.
Not what the DA is suggesting. He's saying that the first-degree murder charge should stand. However, versus life in prison, they should get 50 to life in prison with the opportunity to be up for parole. Should that get approved by the judge, they would immediately be up for parole, which kind of puts, them in a better position to get out early. So not immediately, not right away, but possibly, get time reduced.
And because they were under the age of 26, that also plays into a factor of it. But that was drawn out. They were like, here's the family, here's everybody, and then they were 30 minutes late. And I'm like,
yeah, that
you
was
on?
a bit unnecessarily long.
But the feed cut out at the worst time. I was like, oh, refresh. And time for a Ruggable ad because I have to refresh this.
And then watch an ad every time you restart it.
And everyone screams at me and I'm like, y'all, I do not control the e-news YouTube. It controls itself.
It does.
You know,
watching on e-news?
that was the first thing that came up on YouTube.
I was watching on TMZ, or I would just refresh on TMZ to see if there were any updates. Nobody watches e-news anymore.
You're right.
I said what I said.
Anyway.
So what do you think about the Menendez brothers? Are you happy to see them get their sentencing updated?
I think there's a lot to it. I think we're both on the same page of like, we'd like to see them out. There's people who don't want to see them out because of obviously their feelings about it. But I truly feel that they were put under and put through a lot with their family.
Yeah. So I was predicting that they were going to reduce Eric's charge down to manslaughter and keep Lyle at first-degree murder because Lyle's gun was the one that made the kill shot for both the dad and the mom.
The way you say kill shot, like it's Call of Duty.
I mean, it is.
I mean, you're like headshot.
Yeah. So, do you play Call of Duty?
I was a big Call of Duty Halo boy.
What? Halo? Oh my God, that's
Halo
a throwback.
ODST, Turok Evolution.
God, you're so
my zombies
basic.
people. Yeah, remember when your fucking manager was like, "You're so straight sometimes." When it comes, I'm like, it jumps out.
You're just so basic with like your roller coasters and your Call of Duty. Did you also play Grand Theft Auto?
No, that's not me.
I did.
Oh,
Took me back to the streets of East LA.
you're calling me basic, and I'm wearing rubber Birkenstocks.
I mean,
balling on the budget. Anyway, we'll keep everybody updated on that. I mean, there's a lot to unpack, but we have other things that are hot in our headlines, like Unfortunately, we have a lot of updates still coming about the death of Liam Payne. So there's still a lot of questions. Liam, obviously, as a lot of people know, fell. There's been reports about his biopsy? Autopsy. What's biopsy?
Where they open you up. I think you're still alive.
Oh, yes. Okay, not that. But they're saying that the hotel room was raided?
The police raided the room to, as they're doing their investigation to see what was going on. They found all of the different drugs. I think we talked about it on Wednesday's episode. They had the pink cocaine that was in his system, cocaine. He had benzos in his system. He had alcohol in his system. So he had a full just cocktail mix of different substances. But now they're thinking that he was actually getting these drugs because he was there. Remember, they were only supposed to be in town for a few days for Niall's concert. They ended up extending their trip for 2 weeks. So the question is, how is he able to gain access to all of these drugs? And apparently, they're thinking that the hotel staff was the one that was providing him with these drugs. And they think that they were giving him these drugs through soap, through a Dove.
Back up. How do you purchase drugs in another country? People obviously purchase country drugs somehow and in powers, but Liam Payne got drugs from soap, you're telling me?
No, so they pretended that they were delivering soap.
What is this, like weed delivery back in 2018? You got a sandwich instead of like buying the weed, you're buying the sandwich, and the weed is a gift.
They put it in the Dove soap box, and then they would give him the Dove soap box, and that's where his paraphernalia would be.
Do you think Dove's going to release a statement?
I mean, what a great advertising opportunity.
Ooh.
Dove soap, what is their slogan? I just remember, don't they have
something
about soft skin?
I love those Dove commercials where they're like under that black light and then you see all the soap scum that's left on your body and you're like, I still feel dry. And they're like, Dove men, you won't feel dry. You'll feel moisturized.
Oh.
Do you remember those?
Well lubricated.
I don't think they can use that in their slogan. I think gay men would take that a long way in the wrong direction.
They'd be dropping the soap all the time.
Oh, no. Well,
so, yeah, that's the latest on Liam. The hotel staff they're suspecting that the hotel staff was the one that was providing him with these drugs, which if they do an investigation, we saw what happened with Matthew Perry. The one who delivers the drugs is also, well, I mean, it's going to be a little different because this is Argentina. It's a different country.
Same, but different. My favorite quote lately.
Lately? Oh, you say it all the time.
And what do you fucking do?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's just overplayed, like most of your jokes.
Like most of your songs that you come into the studio singing?
That I will own up to.
It's nice you owning something. It's nice not renting something. You give it back after you're done?
I own a lot on the weekends.
Well, if you love this banter and so much more, obviously you should subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, you should definitely subscribe. We've definitely been, changing some things up. We have some fun things coming up in the works. Also, we read some comments last episode of people who have been listening and asking for updates on a specific story. So if you're looking for an update or looking for a take, definitely leave us a DM on social. And just fucking subscribe. I don't know. Do the
subscribe, review, all the things. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, drop a comment below. Let us know whose hair looks better today, mine or Andy's.
We are 2010s YouTubers really pulling in every single engagement source possible.
Trying to. I know this is the first episode we had back on YouTube in like 2 weeks, but we had some tech issues we had to work through.
We played the tilt-a-whirl and we came back better than ever.
Mm-hmm.
The Pompadour is hot. Well, on to our music news. We were hanging out earlier and we were talking about this upcoming story. And I feel like people are a little mean to Shawn Mendes.
Because he's gay.
No. I was going to say same, but different. But like, as of late, Shawn Mendes
is gay.
It is still not telling us what's going on, and that's okay.
He's questioning.
Oh.
Isn't that what the Q is for in the LGBTQIA?
It's for queer, but I enjoy your take on it.
But isn't it queer / questioning?
I have questions. So
I do too. That's so long.
I always have.
LGBTQIA2, they have the number 2
plus,
now, and then they have the plus.
And then the alphabet soup, we're all just hanging out and being a merry, joyous time.
I mean, at some point, they're going to have to add straight people on there, too.
That's what the LGBTs, the silent S, the T's.
The T's?
LGBTs, like the alphabet soup. The straights, The LGBTs.
Okay.
Anyway, Shawn is discussing how people will say whatever and have a mold about him and whatever they want him to fit into and these new song lyrics.
Well, I don't think they want him to fit into anything. I think they want to fit inside him.
Do you? Okay. Well, I will read you this here. The new song, The Mountain, is from the upcoming album that addresses his speculations surrounding his sexuality.
Like Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, I see what he did there. Good job. Make some money off the questions. But, you know, a lot of people, I think, are nosy. I think everyone wants to know. And, like, I think we as people also push, be like, we want to know if you're gay. But we're also like, when we're coming out, we're like, no, let me take my time. But I think Shawn is trying to take it into his hands. And he has a lyrics quote saying,
I think he's used to taking it in his hands and in his mouth.
Oh, my God. The good boy tattoo really doesn't help.
Yeah, the good boy tattoo does not help. He's a good boy.
He said, quote, I have a change of heart. You can say what you need to say. Sounds like John Mayer.
Mm-hmm.
You can say I'm too young. You can say I'm too old. You can say I like girls or boys. Whatever fits your mold. Yeah. So it sounds like he's at least acknowledging, like, you're all going to say whatever about me to fit your narrative of how you feel about me.
He's saying, I know you think I'm gay, but he's just not confirming or denying it.
Which is kind of fun, I think. Just, like, keep living your life. Do your thing and be like, you know, it's driving people to talk about me.
I mean, I guess, but, like, we all already know.
What, that he's at Equinox?
Well, he's in the Equinox showers.
Nothing happens in the showers.
Not with you.
On to the next story. Taylor Swift is also in our music news.
Oh, she's also gay?
I know a lot of girls would love to see Taylor Swift come out one day and be like, you know all those men? That ain't mean nothing. You see me and my cats?
Yeah, she was using Travis Kelce the whole time.
You know Kissgate? Using Travis Kelce. Anyway. So she was just welcomed to New Orleans with a 140-foot friendship bracelet outside the Eras Tour venue. Can you?
Wow.
Now, being the roller coaster gay I am, I can imagine how big 140 feet is.
I know. How big is that?
Pretty big.
Wow. Like Shawn Mendes big?
Like, if he hanging, he's slanging, Nikki. Anyway, the bracelets were hung outside the stadium.
Were they?
And spelled out Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. And I don't know if you can see this photo. It's huge. Like, wow. They're ballooned. They are up there. Do you want to show
it to the camera so that they can see it too, since you never put photos in our videos?
Since you always attack me. Hello. You can't see it. It's on my phone. It's so tiny.
Hello.
This isn't inflatable.
Okay. Well, then that makes more sense. Because I was like, that's going to be wildly heavy if that's like the plastic beads that are that giant. But if it's inflatable, then they're just what, like balloons?
So this Taylor Swift friendship bracelet is 140 feet long and had to be custom made somewhere because these are all balloons.
Yeah.
And they're all big. And you're like, what in the Etsy do I get this from? What intern placed that order?
I don't know. People like this girl way too much.
People love the friendship bracelet, but that one's too big.
Yeah.
Well, there's never such thing as too big, but this is too big. So, I don't know. Why didn't we see this for other places?
I don't know. They're not as creative with arts and crafts.
SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles. We couldn't get the girls from Silver Lake to come and do something hipster cool.
Listen, not everybody can have a great marketing team like Katy Perry.
Oh, don't bring her into this. That's so true, though. Well, on top of everything else going on, WIz Khalifa was just indicted.
On?
Indicted
on?
Smoking
what
marijuana.
Charges? Oh, dumb.
In Romania.
Dumb.
Right? I thought at this point we're in 2024. Like, get with the gay marriage, get with the weed, and get with, like, everybody living their life. But he was indicted for smoking a joint on stage in Romania, which, like, it's just funny because it's WIz Khalifa. It's not funny that he got indicted. Yeah. And it's like, he's 37. He was arrested and charged with illegal drug possession, which in the U.S., obviously, like, we have states that regulate and control cannabis consumption. Correct. We still forget there's places that don't allow that and it is illegal. You know, we've had like Nicki.
Well, actually, no, he deserves to get indicted. He's a fucking idiot if he's going to go on stage in a foreign country and smoke a blunt on stage without considering that this could be illegal. Like, other countries are not as, you know, liberal with their drugs.
So he was indicted on October 15th for committing the crime. And there are obviously photos of him, you know, but he was found with 18.53 grams of cannabis, which is pretty big. I mean, I'm not a cannabis smoker as much, but
So
he
is that
was,
a possession charge?
yeah. So they also have him, photos of him
Yeah.
smoking it. So he was arrested and released from custody, and his, entirety, he was like, I apologize for smoking on stage, and he didn't mean any disrespect, but like,
Yes, you clearly have no respect if you're going on stage and just smoking a joint in a foreign country.
he wrote, last night's show was amazing. I didn't mean any
was
disrespect to
lit.
the country of Romania by lighting up the stage. They were very respectful and let me go. I'll be back soon, but without a big ass joint next time.
Okay.
So like he knows, but like,
So what, he just got a fine?
do you think celebrities look up the country laws where they're going before they go perform?
Didn't this happen to Nicki a couple months ago too?
Nicki was detained. We obviously saw what happened with Brittany Griner. Like, it's also like some of these countries should just get with it.
Well, no, I just think yes, but like I also think like you should just know what the laws are when you're going to other countries, so that way you don't break the laws in other countries.
Girl, I'm petrified to even leave with like a little weed edible out the house. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna jump on a plane with one.
Yeah.
Like even if it's from state to state, I'm
So
like,
what happens if you have like weed gummies in your like bag, and then you get on a plane, and you go from one state to another state that doesn't
it's
allow?
a federal prosecution.
But like, how do they find out?
I mean,
The dogs.
maybe, but like I know that people have smuggled weed gummies into their bags because they don't look anything of like
They
suspicion.
look like a gummy.
It's just a gummy, or it's like a pill and it looks like medication. So people have gotten them, but like that's a federal crime for crossing state boundaries,
Yeah.
and that's in God's hands. God got me. You're gonna do it, do it. But like,
Jesus, take the wheel.
and he didn't give it back.
Well, outside of stupid stories like WIz Khalifa, what do we have in our weird stories of the week?
Well, this isn't as much like weird, but it's kind of just like a fun, heartwarming story.
Did you? Oh, I had one.
Give
but
it.
It's okay.
Oh.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, did you see that one of the Taylor Swift cruise, one of the ladies jumped off the boat?
I don't think she jumped off.
No, they said she jumped off. At first, they thought she was missing, and then they determined she jumped off herself.
Did they retrieve her body?
I don't think so.
I haven't heard anything. I was honestly gonna slot that, but like it's kind of sad. And I don't. Wanna...
Yeah, same thing yesterday. I was like, "Are we gonna put this in?" But I was like, "It's kind of sad." And then
it is sad. It's also like when Taylor has incidents that happens with her fans, like she releases a statement.
Why is Taylor not on the Eras cruise?
She's busy. She's going to the big 140.
But like, if you're doing the cruise, like if it's your cruise, don't you think she would make an appearance on the cruise?
I mean, just because a bar does a happy hour thing with Taylor Swift doesn't mean she has to show up.
Oh, so she has no affiliation with this.
Probs.
They're just making money off of her.
Probs. So, in our heartwarming story, have you ever gotten marriage advice ever?
I try not to.
I get it.
I've always said, I don't think I have the personality for marriage. I have the personality for divorce.
But you have to get married to get divorced.
Reluctantly at some point, sure. But it's likely to end in divorce.
So if 80 passengers surprise you with wedding advice on napkins, would you take it?
What?
Here's the backstory. So there was a flight where a flight attendant surprised the first officer with marriage advice written by passengers on napkins. The co-pilot was engaged, and the Southwest Airlines flight attendant named John Fan was told by Captain Curtis Murden that their flight's first officer, names are hard, Warren Woodkey, that he'd be getting married not long after landing. So he knew he had to make like the trip super special for them. And so I guess like he told the captain, let's try to do something special. And all these people wrote like marriage advice on napkins that you'll get on your plane. So some people would be like, I'm so excited. I'd be like, pitch, I have all of you telling me what I should do. You don't know me. I'm grateful, but also like what? Like it's, are you going to hold like a little set of cocktail napkins and be like, time for my cocktail and one of my 80 little pieces of advice?
That's too much advice. It's a little unnecessary. It's like the comment section. Nobody needs it.
That's a lot. You might get a lot of repeats also in that 80 pieces of napkin advice.
But also like going through the napkins, like I would want to use the napkins. I don't want to use them for advice.
Right.
Like I need like clean my hand, put my cocktail on it, and then it melts.
I thought it'd be heartwarming and kind of weird at the same time. I don't know if anybody else is listening to this and would like to chime in, but leave us a message on Instagram.
Give us some marriage advice.
Leave us some marriage advice on Instagram. If you were one of those passengers on this plane and what you'd write to the pilot.
Don't crash. That's what I would write.
Make it to your wedding. Dark humor is fun.
It is.
Well, moving on to our watch or skip.
Yes. So in Watch or Skip, I don't know if you saw this, but Tyra Banks was just on the Drew Barrymore show.
Sure.
She was on the Drew Barrymore show. Judge Toller
made an appearance.
And they asked her if she would be down for a Life-Size 3. Because obviously she did the movie Life-Size where she played a Barbie doll and Lindsay Lohan was a young kid and her doll came to life. And so they did a sequel that didn't have Lindsay Lohan in it. But Tyra says that she's down to do a third one with Lindsay Lohan in it. And Lindsay should be the doll this time.
Oh, I'd watch.
And then Tyra's character could coach Lindsay on how to be a doll.
Like,
I mean, it's unique, but also like, why would Lindsay go from being a girl to a doll?
I'm just a girl in the world as a doll.
Would you watch a Life-Size 3?
Do you want Tyra Banks to come back on screen? Yes, that's your answer.
No, she did something, right? She did Dancing with the Stars, and then they fired her because she was like not good.
She was on America's Got Talent.
Dancing with the Stars.
And Dancing with the Stars?
They tried to make her the host of Dancing with the Stars, and she did it for like a season or two, and she would have all these like crazy, wacky, zany outfits. They were like super high fashion, and people were just like, this is not working, and so they fired her. Then who does it now? Alfonso?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Fresh Prince, Mr. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I would pass on a Life-Size 3.
I don't think I need any more reboots. I'm rebooted out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have we have a sequel. Yeah, sequel to Devil Wears Prada. We have Freakier Friday that's coming out next year. Princess Diaries. Like, at this point, I think we're reaching that limit and we've hit that threshold. We definitely, like, Life-Size was not an iconic enough movie for us to.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I liked it, and I liked Tyra, and I liked Lindsay, but like, I also don't want to turn Lindsay Lohan into the reboot queen.
You know what I'd really like for a reinstallment of? Smart House.
Oh, that's interesting.
That was a fun one. Or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That being done in this day and age. Those are both like whimsical fun, like a new anthology of some sort.
Sure. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids would be a good one.
There are some fun scenes in there. You're like, that'd be fun to recreate in this day and age.
Yeah.
Life-Size is like, okay, we're going to go real small. Like, we're going to make you tiny.
Yeah.
In other news, Tom Holland has announced a new SpiderMan is coming. Production's going to happen next year.
A fourth Spider. So is he the longest running Spider-Man? Because Tobey Maguire only did 3 movies.
I thought he did 2.
No.
Did he? Or I thought he did 1.
No.
Wait.
Look this up.
How many Spider-Mans? You keep talking. You got to fill space.
Well, I think that Tobey Maguire did 3 and Andrew Garfield did 2. So that would make Tom Holland, now that he's going into a 4th movie. But not only that, Tom Holland also did all of the Marvel Universe movies as well.
So Tobey Maguire did do 3. Spider-Man in 2002. Spider-Man 2 in 2004. Spider-Man 3 in 2007. I kind of blocked.
What was Spider-Man 3? That was with the man with the tentacles.
Dr. Octopus?
Yes. And then 2, okay, so one
My
was
straight side kicked in.
1 was the Green Goblin. 2
Best
was
one.
2 was what? Oh, when the sun turned, right? Because it was the Green Goblin, and then in part 2 is when his friend James Franco became the bad guy, right?
His friend.
Because remember, he played his friend, and then that was his dad, and then he took after his dad, no? And then that was 2.
Andrew
and
Garfield.
then 3 was the Octopus Man. And then the Andrew Garfield only did 2 Spider-Man movies. And that was with Emma Stone, right?
No, he did 3.
Really? What was
He played in Spider-Man for The Amazing Spider-Man in 2012, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in 2014, and Spider-Man No Way Home in 2021. He made a cameo in that.
He was, yeah. No Way Home is Tom Holland. The cameo that he made in that one was, okay, so I was right. Look at this.
He was a
comic
cameo,
book
though.
king. Yeah, okay, exactly. The cameo was when all three of them came on and they had the scene, and they had the different multiverse, and then the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man came out, and then the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man came out, and the Tom Holland Spider-Man. That was the scene with all three of them. So they were all technically in that movie.
If you count the cameos, if you count
No, the cameos
Infinity
don't count.
Wars, you ready?
Oh.
Tom Holland's been in 6 Spider-Man in the MCUs. I feel like this is a different podcast for this, but number 4 is happening.
Interesting. So Tom Holland is the supreme Spider-Man.
Tom Holland did Homecoming in 2017, Far From Home in 2019, No Way Home in 2021.
Has he finally found his way home now?
I don't fucking know. I don't care.
What was the 4th one called? Or is there not a name for it yet?
Those are the 3, but he was in Captain America Civil War.
No, I know, but there's a 4th one coming out. So which one is that one?
They haven't
announced the name yet.
I'm a look. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this.
You put the story in.
You are yelling at me. Man, movie name. You know, you're like typing something. You're like, I don't give a fuck if it's like spelled wrong. Find it. Spider-Man 4 New Home. Go out.
Home.
Go.
See,
the new Spider-Man being named
New
Home. This sounds like a retirement home.
Like I
No
don't
Way
like that
Home,
name.
Far From Home. It sounds like you're rehousing the home.
Yeah, E.T. Phone Home.
E.T. Phone Home. Tom Holland. Find Your Way.
Okay, so let's settle the debate. Okay, settling the debate. Which Spider-Man is the supreme Spider-Man? We have Tobey Maguire, the OG Spider-Man.
I don't want to do
We have
this.
Andrew Garfield, the double whammy Spider-Man, because he only did 2 movies. Or we have the longest standing, shortest Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
Next, I want to go off to the next thing. I feel like I've already done this. We got other shit to get to, girl.
You didn't pick one.
Okay, I did last time.
Who did you pick? Tom Holland. What a loser.
No, I said nix him. I just can't believe it. I just feel like he's
because
too
we did
young.
Kill Bang Mary.
Yeah.
I was trying to give you a good fucking social clip, but you can move on.
That was good. That's
I
great.
will just say that we did take a vote in the room, and everybody voted for Andrew Garfield as the supreme. Except, well, I mean, I listened to all of the arguments, and I have to say I was swayed.
I have to say the best one is Andrew Garfield.
I still think Tobey Maguire's the OG.
Him and Tobey Maguire are pretty close, but
'cause-
Tom Holland is not as believable to me. He gives me Twinkie Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which I love him though. He's
Yeah.
very cute and adorable, but he gives me very young Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
Like, you just know Zendaya has a strap on.
okay. Coming up also is Amy Adams producing Lazy Susans for 20th Century Fox. She's also set to premiere with Night Bitch. But yes, she signed a deal to star in a film that has a script that doesn't have a director yet. So Lazy Susan centers on a rock band comprised of a group of musical moms. Amy and Stacey O'Neill will produce through their banner Bond Group Entertainment alongside TEG's Vivek J. Tiwari and Jack Leslie. The film is based on a true story that was chronicled in a Boston Magazine article that TEG Plus optioned.
Oh.
I like Amy Adams. I'll watch. I don't know if I'll watch Night Bitch.
I don't
know.
care for her that much.
Off to the next topic then. Do you want to talk about Martha Stewart?
Well, I'm very excited because the Martha Stewart documentary is coming to Netflix. It's called Martha. It premieres on October 30th. And she's talking about her time in the slammer, saying that she was thrown into solitary confinement.
That sounds like Todd Chrisley.
Well, I don't know. She was thrown in solitary confinement and had no food or water for a whole day.
That's called fasting.
And it was all because she touched one of the guards.
Well, Todd Chrisley just lost his job at the prison because he got too close with some of the other inmates and they were chit-chatting too much. So I get it.
He was dropping the soap a little too often.
Okay, I don't think Martha was doing that though.
But yeah, and what was it? The Federal Bureau of Prisons released a statement.
Oh God, Federal Bureau of Prisons? That sounds dreadful.
They said that that's not true. They're denying her claims.
Well, Martha, I hope you stand by your truth. Whatever happened, happened.
So did you see that we have the resurgence of none other than the one
Gaga.
and only
Oh.
Reagan?
I did. Transformation. All the headlines say bold transformation. Last I saw, this girl was in a tracksuit.
Have you seen the transformation?
Yes.
Look at that. She's in this like
Gorge dress, very cerulean blue. That blue was picked for you.
She has her hair combed. She's got her makeup on. She looks cute.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the entire story?
It's for Stellar Magazine. And the quote that she gave, it's not out yet, but the quote that she gave is, "You did not bring me down. You did not succeed. I still stand by what I did."
I'll stand by you.
Won't
let nobody hurt you except
I just
for the
think
public.
we already tried to make, like, she had her moment, and I'm done trying to make her happen.
You just brought her in.
Well, I didn't. Stellar Magazine did.
Okay. Well, in our last bit of general news, we talked about the Menendez brothers.
Mhm.
And there's a little update about what happens, obviously, if Eric goes out.
Yeah.
He's planning to live with his wife. He has a wife?
Oh my goodness. So I went on this whole deep dive about this the other day. They're both married.
To other people?
Yes. Well, not to each other. And not only that, Lyle is divorced and on his second wife in prison.
Where? How do you have intimacy in prison? Like, this is, are
So
we pen
they've
pals?
never had a conjugal visit. So they've had no
Conjugal?
Conjugal is like when you can like
have oral sex?
No, like fuck in prison. Or at least touch. Like, you can't make out, you can't do anything. So they are married to these women that they've never actually like had physical contact with.
They should do a Love is Blind prison edition. Because it makes sense. They're never going to see each other.
They see each other because they go to visit each other. So it's not totally blind. It's Love is Through the Glass.
That's the prison episode, Love is Through the Glass.
Yes. And so now it's been confirmed that when should Eric leave prison, he will be going and living with his wife, Tammy.
Tammy.
Yes.
Tamra Judge.
Lyle, on the other hand, it's uncertain where, like, I guess his wife is not offering up her home to him. It's just, there's no confirmation that he'll be living with his wife, which I thought was funny in the report, that I'm like, oh, we've confirmed that, like, Eric will be living with his wife. But, like, what happens? Like, if Lyle gets out, like, he's not going to live with his wife? She's like, nope, you have to put that toupee back on if you're coming home.
Oh, like father, like wife.
Andy.
What? The toupee.
Oh, man.
Well, closing out into... You asked, and you put it in.
Oh, man. No, but that joke was a wild one. I'm used to saying wild things on this show, but that was a wild one. I thought it, but I didn't say it.
You were thinking it.
I was thinking it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so should they get out, at least Eric knows he has a home, but they are both... So Lyle is married, and he was originally married to a model, but then she found out that in prison he was talking to other women, so she divorced him.
I mean...
And now he's married to a reporter.
I mean...
Yeah.
It's not me. I'll tell you that much. And my random...
Would you do one of the Menendez brothers? Like, who do you think's hotter, Lyle or Eric?
With or without the toupee?
Up to you.
Up to me.
Would you make him wear
with an
it?
updo? I don't know. Sometimes bald men are so confident.
Yeah.
The confidence they have. They're like, I already lost one of the most important things. I have nothing else to lose.
Yeah. Like, upstairs when I was considering it, and then David's like, even the bald one? And I was like, why not?
He seems like he has a nice smile. But also, like, yeah, anyway. Off to random thoughts of the week besides talking about dating a Menendez brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what my random thought of the week is? Cargo pants.
Okay.
They've made a comeback.
Have they?
Yeah. I'm wearing them right now. When I go out to the
Are
club,
those considered...
In the club, we all wear cargo pants because
in
it
the
holds shit in our
club?
pockets.
In the club.
I think cargo pants have come back from the Enrique Iglesias days, from the 2003s. They are cuffed, they are cinched, and they hold everything because the Silver Lake gays have reclaimed them. And same with some West Side gays.
Cargo pants. What about cargo shorts? I used to wear cargo shorts.
Keep them back. Throw them back.
I used to love cargo shorts.
I used to also love cargo shorts.
Because they had just the
Billowing.
big pockets and you could just fit everything in them.
I don't think we need
with
to
the Hollister belt. Yeah.
Don't disrespect the Hollister belt like that.
The Hollister belt and the Hollister t-shirt.
And the Abercrombie and Fitch shirt. R.I.P.
Yeah. R.I.P. to that era.
Well...
So cargo shorts or the cargo pants is what you're standing on this week.
I stand on business. Cargo pants in, cargo shorts out.
I don't think cargo pants are having like a moment, but they're not here to stay.
You're not here to stay either, but somehow you still stick around. Well, that's our episode this week.
Is that it? We don't
Yeah.
have anything else?
We already talked about Mr.
We
Chrisley.
talked
He
about
fit in
Chrisley.
somehow with the Menendez brothers.
Yeah.
Well, What a wild time. We're almost at 50 episodes.
You say that every week. I'm like,
Because
are we there yet? Are we there yet?
I was
Are we
trying
there?
to I was trying to be like the Menendez brother
You were
hearing,
building it up.
just delayed and delayed and delayed. We're at 47.
Okay, so we still got 3 more.
Okay, Mr. Debbie Downer. Don't act like this isn't an accomplishment. You told me before, some hoes don't even make it this far. And I was like, you're right.
They don't.
No. I can name a few.
Yeah,
I'm not going to, though, because I'm not that girl.
I am.
You'll call them out in the comment section.
That too.
Well, obviously, if you love more of Pop Report, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Apple. You can find us on the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Spotify.
Yeah.
You can watch on Spotify or YouTube, or you can just listen to us on any of your favorite podcast apps. But make sure you're reviewing and rating and commenting and giving us all the engagements that we continue.
Yeah. Other than that, we're in fall, so keep sipping your apple cider. If
Yes.
Zach won't, you will, and we'll see you real soon.
I told you I had apple cider on Monday.
Leave it for the drafts.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Well, that concludes this episode of the Pop Report.
And you should probably hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode.
If you didn't at this point, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but if you want to
You're
keep
wasting time.
you know that's true. If you want to keep up with more, obviously follow us along, find more on our playlists, and listen wherever. Leave a review. Do the damn thing.
All the things, all the engagement. We love you, so show us some love.
We don't.